Oh, there's a chat right there. If you could try to chat with me. Do you have a YouTube account?
I've got, right now, it's YouTube.
Oh, you want to go to the live stream. Go to my channel.
Okay.
We have 5 precious minutes. Actually, we don't even have 5. We have 4.5. No, that's not true. We have 5.5.
Okay, that must be right now that it's coming.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, there's one with no date or time on it, so I imagine that's what it is.
Does it say, there should be one that says it's live now?
I'm clicking on it.
But
It says 0 watching right now, and it's November to the 9th. There we go.
Oh, there we go. So, can you,
Yeah, that's it, turn it down.
Can you see it?
No, it isn't anything else.
Okay, I just saw it. I just can now see it. And I guess you have to, oh, here we go. I could say something.
Okay,
No, I don't want analytics. Huh?
It's just starting to come across now. And I should put on headphones to see whether I'm getting a separate. See how much of a delay there is.
Okay, I put a chat in. Oops, I gotta get this ready. Oh my god, I almost forgot about that.
Let's see what the chat.
Whew, we're just giving ourselves extra stuff to do, Alan. Oh, and then if I want my, oh, I don't have it in there right now. Okay. So, I need a new window. And my stuff over to do. So do that one. Oh, that's for him, so I don't want to do that one.
Yeah, I can hear my voice in it. Yep, you got it.
Oh.
There were 2 tunes by the Youngbloods, their 3rd album, and a really great classic.
I can hear you clicking.
You can?
Elephant Mountain.
Wow. Oh, because it's in my computer.
My name is Tim Hoff. This has been Eclectic Echoes on KPFZ.
Monitor down, so we don't need the monitor in here.
And all around.
Yeah.
But we can't hear our callers through the monitor either, huh?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because as soon as I go on live, it takes away the monitor. Is it still coming through?
I don't know. I just.
Okay, because it's saying that I don't have good settings. Aloha, beautiful people. We are at KPFZ 88.1 FM in Lake County. I am your hostess for the next hour, Laureen Lee, and I will be here in the studio with you for the next hour answering your health and energy questions. And I'm joined by my good friend Alan Markowski, who is here in the studio helping me bring you a live video stream on YouTube Quantum Energy Shift channel. So if you have a chance to hop online and check us out on video here in the studio, we would love to see you in there. You can type in your questions and we'll get those answered. If you'd like to call in, the on-air number in the studio is 707-263-3435. And we will be here, like I said, next hour until 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you're listening online, we'd like to welcome you wherever you are in the world, and I'll invite you to either call in at 707-263-3435, or you can hop on the live video stream on YouTube Quantum Energy Shift channel, or you can email me your questions at quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com, and I'll be here answering your questions and talking to you about what is on my mind about health and energy and healing for the next little while here. So that's what we're up to this afternoon, and I hope you're up to some good in your life. So today, I'm just going to jump right in because I do have a couple things that I wanted to talk to folks about before I get the calls started. And we usually get several calls, not usually right at the beginning. So, I wanted to take this couple minutes here in the beginning to talk about a couple of things. I may not get to everything that I want to talk about today because I do want to take your calls. But what I do want to talk about today are a little bit controversial, I would say. And so sometimes when you have knowledge of things, even if the word controversy is thrown around, sometimes you have a responsibility to let brothers and sisters and fellow human beings know what it is, the information that you have, so that people can make their own decisions and just be informed. And so that's pretty much where I'm coming from. I don't really like to stir up trouble, but I feel like I'm here, as a public service to do what needs to be done and to say the things that need to be said and just to help you understand and learn some things. So the first topic that I want to talk to you about today is aspartame. And aspartame is an additive that is added to a lot of our foods. It's generally a sweetener, and it is related, it has similar effects on your body as MSG, monosodium glutamate, which is really hard on your body and also considered a toxin. Aspartame, according to an article by Dr. Mercola that came out earlier, I want to say it came out earlier this week, but it came out earlier this week a few years ago. And kind of cycled through again recently. I've been doing a little bit of research on this topic, and so I want to share this with you about aspartame. And the name of this article, which pretty much puts the whole thing in a nutshell, is aspartame, by far the most dangerous substance added to most foods today. So if you're health conscious or trying to be health conscious or trying to make changes in your diet and your health, and you're trying to do low fat or do these so-called healthy processed foods, a lot of times aspartame is in there. Aspartame is snuck in to especially the gum and mint recipes. Almost every gum and mint that's out there contains aspartame, and so I want to read you a little bit about aspartame just so that you have this information and this knowledge. And if you are struggling with diet foods or diet drinks or gum, mints, or any of these packaged like treats that you can do, brownies and cookies and stuff like that, a lot of times you're going to find aspartame in there. So feel free to write to me at quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com or contact me through my website, laureenlee.com. It's Laureen, Laureen -lee.com. And just as a public service, you can contact me and I'll try to point you in the right direction or give you some pointers on email or, like I said, through my website to help you find some alternatives that can help you not have to be dependent on foods that contain aspartame or some of the other harsh toxic sweeteners that are really infiltrating our food system these days. So the article starts. Aspartame is the technical name for the brand names NutraSweet, Equal, Spoonful, and Equal Measure. It was discovered by accident in 1965 when James Shatler, a chemist of the GD Cereal Company, was testing an anti-ulcer drug. Aspartame was approved for dry goods in 1981 and for carbonated beverages in 1983. It was originally approved for dry goods on July 26, 1974, but objections were filed by neuroscience researcher Dr. John Olney and consumer attorney James Turner in August of 1974, as well as investigations of GD Cereal's research practices, caused the U.S. FDA to put approval of aspartame on hold, and that happened in 1974. In 1985, Monsanto purchased the GD Cereal and company and made Cereal Pharmaceuticals and then the NutraSweet company separate subsidiaries. Aspartame accounts for over 75% of the adverse reactions to food additives reported to the FDA. Many of these restrictions are very serious, including seizures and death. A few of the 90 different documented symptoms listed in the report are part of aspartame dangers are as follows: headaches and migraines, dizziness, seizures, nausea, numbness, muscle spasms, weight gain, rashes, depression, fatigue, irritability, tachycardia, insomnia, vision problems, hearing loss, loss of taste, slurred speech, anxiety attacks, breathing difficulties, heart palpitations, tinnitus, vertigo, memory loss, and joint pain. So that's a lot, and those are just a few of over the 90 different documented symptoms that have been reported. And according to researchers and physicians studying the adverse effects of aspartame, the following chronic illnesses can be triggered or worsened by ingesting aspartame. Those are brain tumors, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, lymphoma, birth defects, chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, and Parkinson's disease. Aspartame is made up of three chemicals: aspartic acid, phenylalanine, and methanol. The book Prescription for Nutritional Healing by James and Phyllis Bach lists aspartame under the category of chemical poison. As you shall see, that is exactly what it is. So aspartic acid is 40% of aspartame. And according to a study that was recently published by Dr. Blaylock, a professor of neurosurgery at the Medical University of Mississippi. Actually, there's a book that was published detailing the damage that's caused by the ingestion of excessive aspartic acid from aspartame. And the book he uses almost 500 scientific references to show how excess of the amino acids such as aspartic acid and glutamic acid, which is the part of the MSG, in our food supply are causing serious chronic neurological disorders and myriad other symptoms, acute symptoms. Aspartate and glutamate do cause damage. They act as neurotransmitters in the brain by facilitating the transmission of information from neuron to neuron, and too much kills certain neurons by allowing the influx of too much calcium into the cells, and this influx triggers excessive amounts of free radicals, which actually kills the cells. So the neural cell damage that can be caused by excessive aspartate and glutamate is why they're referred to as excitotoxins. They excite or stimulate the neural cells to death. And so you can see why these substances contribute to symptoms and can worsen illnesses like MS and Lou Gehrig's disease, which is ALS, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, all of these kind of brain problems. So that's definitely something to be aware of. The phenylalanine, which is just a hard word for me to say, but you'll recognize it if you look on a package, because sometimes the aspartame just goes under that that name, and aspartame is left off of the ingredients list, and so I want you to also be aware of that. So this is another part of the aspartame that is causing problems. So it causes a buildup in the brain, and there are certain brain regions where you store this part of the aspartame, specifically in the hypothalamus. And a couple of other areas. And so excessive buildup in the brain can cause schizophrenia or make you more susceptible to seizures. So the long-term excessive use of aspartame may provide a boost of sales of serotonin reuptake inhibitors such as Prozac, and also drugs that control schizophrenia and seizures, which, depending on how you want to look at that, can be somewhat controversial. There are definitely other options that can be used, and yet this substance has just infiltrated, especially our processed foods, and like I said, the gum and mints, and so the sweetener that I like to see in gums and mints, and that if I'm gonna get gums or mints for myself or for someone that I know or love, is xylitol. I usually get gum or mints that are sweetened with xylitol. Xylitol is a natural sweetener that in excess can actually cause a little bit of stomach discomfort, so you want to kind of take it easy. You don't want to totally replace xylitol, say for sugar or something like that, in a recipe, because it can cause some discomfort. But in a small thing like a mint or gum or whatever, it actually has really great benefits. It besides not being toxic in the way that some of these other sugar alternatives are, it also kills germs in your mouth and strengthens your teeth. And so these are a couple of things that are beneficial with xylitol, and it's just real easy. I mean, you might have to go to the health food store to get your gum and mints. It's really not any more expensive at all than the stuff that's out there. But when you're going through those regular kind of grocery store line and you see all these gums and mints and candies and things, you really want to look at what's in them, because there are a lot of toxins in pretty much all of those treats and offerings that they have, at the checkout stand. So you want to definitely be aware of that. And like I said, if you have questions or you need a little bit of guidance or help, please just reach out and get in touch with me. You can write to me at quantumenergyshift@yahoo.com. As many folks will tell you, I'm at your service. It's just a public service. You can write to me and I will give you detailed assistance or answers, point you in the right direction, give you some referrals, things to check out, and so you can become aware. And this is totally free for you, because I really want to get this information out there for our neighbors and our friends and families, so that we can look out for each other. And when we have awareness and we have knowledge, we can help each other to be healthier and live more natural and healthy lives. And it doesn't really have to be difficult, but sometimes it's confusing. So I want to be here to help unravel some of that confusion, just to help you get the answers, like what's good and what's bad, or what if I really like this thing or that thing, what kind of alternative is out there, so I don't have to deprive myself. One of the things that I that I like to say, and sometimes my friends and clients and folks laugh because I guess it's funny, but it's true. I'm not the food police. I'm not here to make your life, whittle it down to 3 or 4 items that are, taste like cardboard, or that aren't fun. I really want you to enjoy your nutrition, because before modern times, when we really, what all we had available to us was natural food. There's just so many beautiful and delicious things out there that we can have, and some of those have kind of fallen by the wayside, and been replaced with processed foods and junk foods and all this toxins, and all of a sudden we don't feel good. And it's real easy to go to a doctor, a mainstream type doctor who are trained with a lot of influence and support from the pharmaceutical community, and get a pill to work on a symptom or something like that. But really got to get down to the root of what is going on, what's causing these symptoms, because we have symptoms in our body because it's our body's way of trying to tell us, hey, something isn't right here. And so when we cover it up with a pill or even a supplement, or like Alan and I were talking about earlier, something as drastic as an organ transplant or organ removal or something like that, you're really not getting down to the to what's really causing the problem. Where did this problem come from? And what I really like to do is to show people how to make small shifts in your life, and take advantage of or enjoy the opportunity that we have to make good use of all of these natural things that are here on the earth, that energetically are in alignment with us as human beings. We're treated like machines a lot of the time, and while machines are oftentimes fashioned after the magnificence of the human body, we are more than machines. And a lot of my background with quantum physics and medicine has to do with how you can really research your major symptoms, your organs, and all of this stuff, and you can get down to a really small level, like a cellular level. But what the question is, and this got kind of cut out in the beginnings of what we call modern medicine, is our spirit and our energy is connected, and really is the driving force of this machine that we call our wonderful bodies. And so you really want to just realize that we're not just machines. So we're not going to just go in and like a mechanic and have our bodies tuned up in that way. We really need to first of all make sure that you have the proper environment so that you can assimilate the nutrients that come from our environment, like food and drink and air and water and all of these things, and herbs and vitamins. You want your body to be set up in a way that you can take in these nutrients that your body needs to do all the miraculous work that it already knows how to do. And you also want to make sure that your pathways are clean for eliminating toxins, because even if you have a really great diet, and you like meditate, and you take care of your energy, and you're really conscientious about all of this stuff, we still in our environment today are exposed to so many toxins, even when we're doing our best to do good. So if you're leaving out processed foods and you're leaving out, other toxins by choice, we do still have to process all the toxins in our environment. And that's why you want to keep all of your elimination and detox pathways really clear and clean. This will be your lymph system, your kidneys, your liver, your digestive system, your intestines, your stomach, and this whole environment. And so one of my favorite topics is usually probiotics, and I would really also encourage you to keep your belly and your digestive system full of really good probiotics, like kombucha, which is one of my all-time favorites, and I'm always here with the kombucha, talking about the kombucha. It's a delicious, refreshing drink that it makes it easy for you to get those probiotics into your body. I sometimes also give probiotic recipes, which is great. And hopefully soon, I'm planning on having a guest in the near future who has some really great and new and different probiotic recipes that I hope that you'll enjoy. But if you can just get some, maybe some kimchi, some kombucha, even sauerkraut, half salt pickles, which are naturally fermented. If you can get any of these things into your body, especially in the evening, after you're done eating and drinking and doing all that, they have a chance to go hang out in your digestive system the whole time you're asleep and just work their magic. And so that's definitely something that you can do. So I invite you to do that, and look out for extra toxins in your food and your drink and in your environment, and try to keep yourself clean in that way, or be doing like a perpetual detox where you're always drinking and eating things that are helping your body move those toxins out. There's a drink that I really love that helps with keeping your liver strong, rebuilding your liver, detoxing, and also works, on some of your other detox organs. It's called Dandy Blend, and it has dandelion root and burdock root and some other items that are just very, very powerful herbs that really help your body. And you can drink this every day. It's like the way that it looks, you can add it to hot or cold water, and the way that it looks when you put it in is it kind of looks like instant coffee, and it can kind of taste a little bit like it. In fact, they claim to be able to help you actually get off of coffee. If you have a coffee addiction, you can replace your coffee drink with this herbal blend called Dandy Blend, and it helps you without symptoms be able to switch, away from coffee into this more healthy drink. And this is something you can drink every day that's going to strengthen your detox organs and help you keep those pathways clear just on a regular basis. And so, like I said, you can drink it hot or cold. I like to drink it warm in the morning. I drink it after I have some hot water with lemon and or lime, and just one or two drops of lemon essential oil, and I drink that first thing in the morning, and I drink it several times a day. So that's also very strengthening, and I'd love to see you all drinking that and enjoying it, and receiving the health benefits of it. And maybe sometime we can get together and have a little what I would call a super drink party, where we drink kombucha and Dandy Blend and hot lemon water, and what I call hot lemonade, which is the Master Cleanse drink with the lemon, cayenne pepper, and stevia or B-grade maple, which also is very, very helpful on your detox pathways and helps you move toxins out of your body in a very healthy way. So maybe that's something that we can plan in the future, and instead of getting together and drinking beer and stuff like that, we could have some of these. We could have a party where we just drink these really, really healthy drinks and try different stuff, and see what you like. So that was a lot to go over just there, and I'd also, there's another topic that I really want to talk about since I'm not having any calls in right now. But I'd like to kind of check in with you, Alan. Are you getting this on live stream right now?
Yes, there's a delay in it. I'm measuring how long of a delay.
What mic are you on?
Uh,
Oh, sorry, here you are. There you are.
Mic number one, I watched you lift up your kombucha. I think it was over there, and I'm going to see it come on the screen here in a little bit. I'm checking. It looks like already we're about lagging about 4.5 minutes.
Oh, wow. So we do have a delay. I do want to invite you, though, to use the chat feature and ask us like there in the chat room, or go ahead and call in the live studio line, which is 706-263-3435. We could get your questions answered there. I was wondering if you were getting the live stream over there, Alan, because on my machine it just shows an error message. But as you know, this has happened with us before, and I can see that we were able to get a recording going. Anyway, so at least we're recording here, which is great. I'm gonna mess with the settings a little bit and see if doing the buffering will help a little bit. But we'll keep recording, and we are refining this live stream process, and it's really new for us. Just something that we're trying here, and we really want to get this live stream out to folks, because it's kind of cool to be able to see what's going on in the studio, and also have other ways that we can reach people.
Yes.
If they're interested in looking at what's going on here in the studio. Every once in a while you'll see Alan pass behind me and doing whatever tech stuff he's doing, working his magic and making stuff happen. So we'll just keep moving forward with that. And that YouTube channel is Quantum Energy Shift, which is also our email at yahoo.com if you want to send questions there. And then I'm just gonna hop into this little bit of a controversial topic. And like I said, I feel like we have a responsibility to each other, if we are aware of something, to share it with one another. And not everything that I talk about here reflects my views 100%, because I have my own thought process about information that I come across. But I do want to share some stuff with you and give you some food for thought. And the topic I'm going to talk to you about right now is vaccination. And so it is a little bit controversial, and one of the reasons why it is so controversial is to kind of encourage us, if you can put it that way, to really not talk about it, and to let the standard opinions or stances that we have, just kind of ride, and without giving it a whole lot of thought. And I don't love that. I really want us to think about all of these things that we're putting in our bodies and the things that we're exposed to, and be able to make informed choices and decisions. And so from Mercola at Mercola.com, just yesterday, he posted an article entitled "The Window of Opportunity to Protect Vaccine Freedom is Closing." So here we go. So we have a call. Let's go ahead and take our caller and just kind of see where we're at on this. Maybe I'll get a chance to read you this article today, because once the phones start ringing, they just kind of go crazy. But if I don't, I'm going to tell you something. I'm definitely going to be bringing this up with you folks in the very near future if we don't get to it today. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Hi.
Dennis.
Here in Lake County?
I saw it on the internet this afternoon.
Was it? Was it here in Lake County?
Southern California, I believe. Yeah. No.
Are you in Lake County?
Yes.
Oh, so you saw it here, and then they saw it also in Arizona. So we saw it, pretty far.
About what time was it, Dennis? Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's an article on Natural News, I was just reading it this afternoon about it.
So,
The media isn't reporting it, of really the significance behind it. It looks like an escalating war that's happening that the public isn't aware of. It's an EMP escalating of Russia, China. There's a number of ones that are, it's stuff that nobody wants to admit that's happening, but it is. So we just watch more. Be critical of the news that you're watching, and where your sources are. That's what they say. Trident missiles. It says there are not any unarmed Trident missiles that go up. It says, and the media wasn't reporting the one aspect of it.
what were your thoughts on it? When you saw it. Wow.
One's flexing the military muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Definitely. I I just kind of in passing heard a couple of things. Didn't I had no idea, honestly. So I appreciate the information, and it's really really something to think about.
Yeah.
Was it American? Was it an American missile? Do you know? It was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for calling in and talking to us about it. I appreciate your call. Yep.
Yep, yep.
You guessed it.
Thanks,
You guessed it. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the call.
Dennis. Yeah, check Natural News.
Naturalnews.com.
Naturalnews.com. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's got a real fine article on it.
Okay.
I'm not one for getting down to specifics and relaying the information. Go to the source.
Yeah, and to get a little food for thought. Well, I
Mhm.
did open up the whole can of controversy worms, so
Yeah.
get what you asked for, I guess. Aloha, you're on the air with Laureen. Hi. Oh, all the time. Are you kidding me? Heck yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yes, I do. Is that your is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aloha.
I do. I think about that often.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, thank you. Man, I love you guys. Have the greatest audience. You guys rock.
Oh, oh, good for Chloe.
Mhm. Mhm.
I haven't had.
Yeah, a lot of them don't and won't vaccinate their families. That's a little tidbit that was in the article that I was going to read. And, just because here in California, it's now we don't have any choice. So if you're a parent of a school age child, your
Yeah.
options, if you don't want to vaccinate your kids, are homeschool or homeschool, I think, are your main options. And so it puts people in a difficult situation who are not inclined to homeschool their kids, or maybe they're working, or they just don't they it just doesn't it's not an option for them. And it really puts people in a difficult situation because we are supposed to have that right to to be informed and make our choices, medical choices, medical decisions. And I know that there's a point of view, like the herd immunity type of point of view, and that and there is definitely two very strong sides to the story, but the risk, it seems, is mostly on the unvaccinated folks. I mean, there are a lot of scientific studies out there that show the very low uh, effectiveness of vaccinations. But so, the vaccinated folks are worried about becoming infected by people who aren't vaccinated. However, at the same time, if the vaccinations aren't working and they have all of these toxins in them, why are people still being offered that option? Because, it would make sense if the vaccinations were extremely effective and the toxic side effects were very, very low. However, it seems kind of to be the opposite of that. And now in California here, which just seems so weird because we're pretty much on the leading edge of like everything on the whole planet, and here we are making it mandatory, pretty much mandatory. For everyone to get vaccinated. I was contacted by someone who is a nurse, or was she a nurse? uh, yes, I believe she's a nurse, and she risks, being fired from her job. And I mean, she went to school for a long, long time and has, I think she's in her 60s, many decades of experience working in that field. So what is she just supposed to, go become something else? I was going to say a school teacher, but a lot of school teachers have to get right. I mean, what's going on? What do you think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean that's happened a lot. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, and that's why it's the atmosphere is made for us to be really apprehensive to talk about these so-called controversies. It's made to make it really uncomfortable for people who want to just share the information with each other. And there are so many things that seem like they're almost intentional, and then there's the revolving doors between the FDA, the CDC, the USDA, and the pharmaceutical companies, and the fact that the pharmaceutical companies are supporting and really have their finger in all the pies of the universities who are turning out the MDs, And so now we have these MDs who are basically like these pharmaceutical dispensaries. And a lot of times people go into medicine because their heart is in it. They want to help people and make a difference, And so, there are a lot of really beautiful MDs and mainstream type doctors out there whose heart is in the right place. Maybe they aren't aware yet, or when they become aware, they're kind of torn or whatever. But I mean, it's just a huge mess right now. Yeah. I know it, right? I know, but you know what? That's we definitely want to be aware of that kind of stuff because that's really, I mean, that's huge, and the implications of that, like Alan and he were started to kind of touch on a little bit. If something like that were to happen, and it's not completely out of the question that we could all of a sudden be without all of our creature comforts like our junk food and our electricity and our tap water and just all of this stuff. Where does that put people if were survivors in a situation like that? Where does that put people on being well? Because there is actually a lot of really good being done in mainstream medical, and as far as like emergency medicine, which would be desperately needed in a situation like that. And at the same time, it would bring us back to a more natural, opportunity for us to, live off the land more and use natural healing things and just, all of this stuff. It just brings up so much stuff, and my mind is like a million miles an hour right now with all of this. Mm-hmm. Hey, if you chew on the right kind of tree bark, you can really help yourself out there. Depending on what's in. You already know Alan, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good. What are you doing here today?
Just came by to talk to Laureen because she was going to give me some salve to try out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my husband's wrists are extremely sore, and he's willing to try it.
I don't see a scar on you, Mama.
You don't see it. I know. It's under my lip.
That's what you were saying. You were saying you can't really notice. Oh, yeah, I do see it now. Wow. Yeah, it's not
Just
really
every
that
once in a
noticeable.
while, it's extremely
you heard it at one time?
No, I fell off a bike when I was a kid. I fell off a bike a couple times.
Wow.
Major injuries.
And you still feel it today?
Yeah, it's just like, well, okay, it started when I went to the dentist, and he gave me this fluoride rinse, and this just started, like, it was red, it was bumpy, and so irritated after the fluoride rinse.
So you probably have sensitivity to fluoride, which is, a toxin, unfortunately.
Right. So I told him, no, I never am going to use that again. And,
are you doing tap water and stuff?
No. I'm doing spring water. I go to the spring and get my water.
Were you telling me that when we talked?
I might have mentioned that too, yeah. I don't think I told you about the fluoride thing. No, I didn't tell you about the
No, but you might have told me about the spring water.
Behind,
where do you go?
Just south of Middletown, Highway 21.
Oh, right.
5 miles.
I know that. Where you pull off the side of the road and it comes out the pipe.
Behind
have you ever had it tested?
Caltrans tests it every month.
Okay.
They're required.
Oh, for real?
Because that's on private property, but Caltrans does a service to come by and test the water.
That's so awesome.
I found that out because it got shut off when somebody cut off the copper pipe once to recycle it, and they had.
Oh my God!
So I went
really?
by and it was like the water's not running, so I called Caltrans. I didn't know who else to call, and Phil Frisbee told me, yeah, we do test that periodically.
Wow.
So you're going to be in the same spot.
Ooh, I think I'm going to talk about that soon. Because I want people to know that they can go there and get water and it's tested. Would you say like every month?
Well, he said I don't remember if he said periodically or monthly, but on a regular basis.
Wow.
And it hasn't changed the taste in 30 years that we've been drinking it. So.
Wow.
You can let a jar of that sit for a long time, and You know, if you test it between acid and alkaline, it is a little bit acid, but still it seems to settle out. There's nothing to settle out in it.
Wow.
It's very clear.
Wow. That's really great. I've been a few times when I first moved to Lake County and I went up there and got water. Then I got a little nervous because I was, because if you drink water out of a stream or something,
No,
then you want to treat it.
Underground.
But still, I was just a little nervous because I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know?
But that piece of land, I don't know, someone in Middletown owns it, a private owner.
Oh, wow.
And they are able to pay the taxes. They're doing some kind of like cap and trade thing, so, carbon credits. Somebody who wants to pollute is buying carbon credits, and then they're using that. Somehow they're trying to get that money to help pay their taxes.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
That's kind of cool,
Yeah,
huh?
I know.
Wow.
It is. One of the land trust guys is coming by and telling us about it.
Wow.
From Middletown, because they come by and just pick up trash there, make sure everything's okay there.
It's so cool, you know, doing like community service and volunteering and stuff like this because you just never know the beautiful things that you're going to just run across when you don't even think about it, just like this conversation.
Yeah.
Like, this is so incredibly valuable to me, and now so many other people. I know sometimes you already have to get in line. It takes 7 minutes to do a gallon, well, a certain time of year.
Yeah.
So so if you've got two guys in front of you and the one guy's got his whole back of his truck full, you know you're going to be there for a while.
Well, I go to Middletown a lot because I work there, so if there's a long line and I have an appointment, I can't stay, but I do go there long for
So you have a chance to maybe go again later in the week or something like
I try
that.
to go early in the morning, but sometimes that doesn't work out either.
There's people there all the time, huh?
Yeah, there are.
Oh, I'm going to be there too now.
Hit it right.
Yeah, I love it when you go. And for me, because I just never know if it's the next bend or the next bend. And so. Dropped frames. Oh, see, it's dropping frames still. So let's see. Let's come here and see what's going on. Stream is continuing, so let's see if they're going to. And then this whole video is going to be, you know, technical stuff.
It's looking good though. The quality of what was being streamed.
It was.
Good.
Oh, so it wasn't really dropping
good.
frames and stuff.
It came across very, very good quality for a while, and then it dropped.
The quality dropped.
The quality dropped.
Oh,
I mean, it lost the drop frames and things where it started disappearing.
Well, because I told you I turned the buffering off partway through to see if that would help. But then I didn't think it was helping, so I turned it back on. So did you notice anything that could be connected to that?
No, but it dropped a bunch of times throughout the video towards the end. It was running good there for a while, and then you had a dropout on it. But I don't know if that's when you switched it. That's what I want to see. The thing I was mentioning today is how long of a delay is it? You know, and it's hard to pay attention when you're hearing one thing and it's another thing.
Right.
You need visual cues.
Right.
So I was looking at where am I?
Right.
You're answering the phone. There's a cue. Is this part leaning over? So when I saw a cue, that's why I was coming over. Something that you're physically doing that I could sense by. Your bottle was the first one. You know, that one I thought at first because
I already asked him and he said yeah.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Keela's going there. We would need to see how to get the groceries.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Well,
I could just bring them there to you if you want. Do you want me to pay her today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care of.
You want to hold on to that for Alan, or just put
you
it
want to
in
join
the
us?
Yeah, we do. You might want to, when you come in, if they ask how many, can you just say 5? That way, if we go too late, we can, you know, they won't tell us we can't come in or can't have a seat or whatever. They tried to do that before.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send you plan on coming in behind us, because we're telling approximately how much.
What's that, Alan?
You'll be there by when?
Oh, at the Blue Wing? I won't stay too long. Oops, this is still going. We won't stay too long at the Love Farm because we want to get over there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just pick up. She's ready for us too. She has everything.
Okay, so you're
Ready to go.
behind us, we'll say probably half hour?
Yeah, at the most. I have to pack all this up still too, so that'll take me a minute. All right, Alan, say hi to Akila. We'll see you there. Bye now. Bebop, do you have the phone? No. Okay, I have it right next to me. Sorry, boo boo.